Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the scalar wave equation and modes of a fiber. For an inhomogeneous medium, the electric field E satisfies the equation del square E plus del n square by n square dot E minus epsilon 0 mu 0 n square dou square E by dou t square equals 0. And a similar equation holds for magnetic field H also. And this tells us that the different components of electric field are coupled. Infinitely extended homogeneous medium. The second term on the LHS of equation 1 is 0 everywhere, and each Cartesian component of the electric field satisfies the scalar wave equation square psi equals epsilon 0 mu 0 n square dou square psi by dou t square. Let this be equation number 2. The solution of the above equation can be written in the form of plane waves, and using Maxwell's equation it is shown that the waves are transverse. So for a medium having weak inhomogeneity, the second term on the LHS of equation 1 is assumed to be negligible and the waves are assumed to be nearly transverse, with the transverse component of the electric field satisfying equation 2. So this equation 2 is obtained after neglecting the term depending on del n square in equation 1. And this is known as the scalar wave approximation. And the modes have been assumed to be nearly transverse and they have an arbitrary state of polarization. Thus, the two independent sets of modes can be assumed to be x polarized and y polarized, and in the scalar approximation they have the same propagation constants. And these linearly polarized modes are referred to as LP modes. For n square, depending only on the transverse coordinates r phi, we can write psi of r phi zt equals psi of r phi e raised to I omega t minus beta z, where omega is the angular frequency and beta is the propagation constant. And so this equation 3 represents the modes of the system. So substituting equation 3 in equation 2, we get del square minus dou square by dou z square psi plus omega square by c square n square r phi minus beta square psi equals 0. In most practical fibers, n square depends only on the cylindrical coordinate r. And therefore it is convenient to use the cylindrical system of coordinates. So using cylindrical system of coordinates, del square psi equals 1 by r dou by dou r dou psi by dou r plus 1 by r square dou square psi by dou phi square plus dou square psi by dou z square. Taking the last term to LHS, we can write del square psi minus dou square psi by dou z square equals writing the second term first, that is 1 by r square dou square psi by dou phi square plus again simplifying the first term by following the product rule, first form, differentiating the first term by the UV form, that is u dv plus v du. So we get 1 by r dou by dou r dou psi by dou r plus 1 by r dou psi by dou r into dou r by dou r, which gives del square. So del square psi minus dou square psi by dou z square equals 1 by r square dou square psi by dou phi square. The RR term cancels plus dou square psi by dou r square plus 1 by r dou psi by dou r. Dou r by dou r equals 1. Let this be equation 5. So substitute square, and substituting this value instead of the first term in equation 4. So substituting equation 5 in 4, and after proper rearrangement we can write writing this term first, that is dou square psi by dou r square plus 1 by r dou psi by dou r plus 1 by r square dou square psi by dou phi square plus k0 square n square r minus beta square into psi equals 0, where we have substituted k0 equals omega by c, where k0 equals omega by c, which is equal to 2 pi by lambda 0, is the free space wave number. Since the medium has cylindrical symmetry, equation 6 can be solved by the method of separation of variables. So psi of r phi equals r of r phi of phi. So from equation 8, dou psi by dou r equals phi of phi dr by dr. Dou square psi by dou r square equals phi of phi d square r by dr square. Dou phi equals r of r d phi by dr. And dou square psi by dou phi square equals r of r d square phi by d phi square. Dou psi by dou, substituting the value of dou psi by dou r, dou square psi by dou r square and dou square psi by dou phi square in equation 6. We get phi of phi d square r by dr square plus 1 by r, phi of phi dr by dr plus 1 by r square, r of r d square phi by d phi square plus k0 square n square r minus beta square r of r phi of phi equals 0. And then dividing equation 10 throughout by psi as given by equation 6, we get phi of phi by psi, that is r of r phi of phi d square r by dr square plus 1 by r into 1 by r of r phi of phi plus into phi of phi dr by dr plus 1 by r of r phi of phi into 1 by r square r of r d square phi by d phi square plus k square n square r minus beta square equals 0. So on further simplification we get, and on further simplification we get 1 by r of r d square r by dr square plus 1 by r into 1 by r dr by dr plus 1 by r square 1 by phi of phi into d square phi by d phi square plus k square k0 square n square r minus beta square equals 0. Again multiplying the above equation throughout with r square. R square by r d square r by dr square plus r square by r into 1 by r dr by dr plus r square into k square k0 square n square r minus beta square equals minus r square by r square into 1 by phi of phi d square phi by d phi square and by simple rearrangements Taking r square by r as common factor and considering the first two terms, we can write r square by r into d square r by dr square plus 1 by r dr by dr plus r square n square r k0 square minus beta square equals minus 1 by phi of phi d square phi by d phi square is equal to a constant, and we take it as plus L square, and let this be equation number 11, where L is a constant. The phi dependence will be of the form cos L phi or sin L phi, and for the function to be single valued, we must have L equals 0, 1, 2, etc. Since for each value of L, there can be two independent states of polarization. And so modes with L greater than or equal to 1 are four-fold degenerate. Modes with L equals 0 are phi independent and have twofold degeneracy. And considering equation 11, the radial part of the equation gives us r square dr by dr square plus r dr by dr plus n square r k0 square minus beta square r square minus L square into r equals 0. Cylindrically symmetric profile having a refractive index which decreases monotonically from a value n1 on the axis to a constant value n2 beyond the core cladding interface, that is r equals a. The solution of equation 12 can be divided into two distinct classes. Case 1. The condition is k0 square n1 square greater than beta square greater than k0 square n2 square. So from equation 13 we can say that for beta square lying in this range, the fields R of R are oscillatory in the core and decay in the cladding, and beta square assumes only discrete values, and these are known as guided modes of the system. For a given value of L, there will be several guided modes, and they are designated as LP, LM modes, where m equals 1, 2, 3, etc. LP stands for linearly polarized. And since these modes are solutions of the scalar wave equation, they can be assumed to satisfy the orthonormality condition psi given by integral 0 to infinity integral 0 to 2 pi psi star lm r phi psi l dash m dash r phi r dr d phi equals delta l dash delta m dash. Case 2. Beta square less than k0 square n2 square. For such beta values, the fields are oscillatory even in the cladding, and beta can assume a continuum of values. These are known as the radiation modes. The guided modes and radiation modes form a complete set of modes, in the sense that an arbitrary field distribution can be expanded in terms of these modes. That is psi xyz equals sigma v a v psi v xy e raised to minus I beta v z plus integral a beta psi beta xy e raised to minus I beta z d beta. Let this be equation number 16. Here the first term represents a sum over discrete modes and the second term represents the integral over the continuum of modes. And the quantity modulus AV square is proportional to the power carried by the vth mode. The constant AV can be determined by knowing the incident field at z equals 0 and using the orthonormality condition. The calculation of the model field distributions and the corresponding propagation constants are of extreme importance in the study of waveguides. Knowing the frequency dependence of the propagation constant, one can calculate the temporal broadening of a pulse, which determines the information carrying capacity. That's all. Thank you.